This is my new Bosch AXT 25TC, the replacement for my old shredder that's had its day. Just before we start unpacking it, just to give you the sizes, roughly 27.5 inches tall by about 26 inches long. This is the second one that I've added this model. Because I got it off Amazon, the first one that was faulty was replaced very quickly, which was a good thing, and the damaged one was collected. So we just need to make sure that this works. So I'll plug that in shortly. Before I do that, I'm going to take out. So there's the shredding unit, which just fits on top, which we'll go through in a moment. That just pushes small material through, and then we've got the instructions. I'm going to pop that back in, and there's actually a safety switch on that, so if it's not pushed all the way in, it won't work. It's a magnetic switch, so that's in there. Right, so before I assemble it, we'll just have a quick look inside. Right then, so if we lift up the safety there, so obviously this is where the chute fits, and these here, these are your cutters. So that's a cylindrical cone, and it turns round and it cuts against this plate here, and there's a knob on the side, so that as these start to blunt through use, you can just push this plate forward so you get a better connection again. And it actually says from new, you shouldn't need to do anything like that, but as you use it more and more, you'll need to turn it, and then you'll see metal shavings in the collection box at the bottom, and that way you know that it's sharp again. So we'll just pop that back down, and now we'll put the chute on. All right then, so to get the chute in place, nice and easy, pick it up, and if you have a look on the bottom, there's two lugs there, and those just go into these two holes. Pop those in like that, pull that back up, and then as long as these two in the front are okay there, you pull that back, it's just a case of knocking it down into place. One thing that you will have to do is, I'll take this off and show you in a moment, but this is a locking mechanism to make sure that this doesn't come off. And unless you turn it all the way, roughly about 5 turns, it gets stiff there and you might think that it's done. But you've got to carry on turning it until it's all the way, so it won't turn anymore, rather reach that, and then you can start it. You can hear me talking over this, so this is actually really quiet compared to the last one. Right, so we know that it's working. Let's get using it. Right, let's see the shredding mechanism itself. So if I put a torch down there, you can see the conical blades, and we'll get it started. And that's it, stopped. So you can see that this machine's all about torque rather than speed. And there's obviously different types of shredders. The last shredder that I had, that's the Bosch one that broke on me, the starter switch broke, that was more, it worked on a screw mechanism. It was really good, that, because it just pulled everything through. But as I said, that one's broken, and I wanted a bigger one this time. And I've got another one as well, a McCulloch one. And that's just one of those spinning discs which always gets clogged up, so after a short period of time I stopped using one of those. We've got the stop button, the start button, and once you've stopped it, the reverse button, just in case you've got anything jammed in it. Just before we get started, I'm just going to show you, this is not the easiest thing to take out back there, but if I show you in the bottom, you've got the filings there from where it's been set up at the factory. Right, that's back in. Let's get going. Right, let's press the start button. Going. And then we'll throw our first one in. It's dragging it all down. previous one that I had a chute here and just used to fill up a bucket and take it. But this container's a lot bigger. If there was anything that it hadn't pulled through, green material, that type of thing, just pop that in and compress it. Then we'll stop it. Try a reverse. So that would have loosened whatever was in there. It stops automatically. And then you go forward again. I'm just going to try it with some greener branches. Right, so it's supposed to do up to 45 millimetres. Which is roughly 2 inches, so this will be a bit of a test for it. There's a bigger hole at this end for it to fit into. Right, that's impressive. Okay, we'll try it again, so it's a bit bigger. What you've got to watch is these side branches because they're preventing it from going down. So we'll just stop that because I just want to talk about a couple of things. So primarily it does do thick branches. You just saw it in action twice there. Where this screw thread one, the other Bosch one that I had, it would pull everything through and it would just break those side branches off because it was more or less clamping it and pulling it. That's not the case with this one. So you do have to make sure that those side branches are not going to get stuck in this top bit. Right, let's have a look at the cuttings. Right, so there we go. There's the chippings. Nice quality. Plenty of them. So it lets some of those go through without cutting them. I might have to, I don't think there's much more that I can adjust. But nevertheless they're okay, and as you can see, absolutely fantastic. So expensive but worth the purchase, I think, because I've got a lot of this to do. As you can see, with all the work that's going on here, plenty of branches to get rid of, and that I suppose primarily it's not just a case of using the chippings, it's getting rid of the branches without having a huge bonfire. And there's going to be plenty more to be got rid of as well. So good investment. Right, and you're not just compressing and getting rid of the chippings, you're actually using them for a purpose, which is obviously, I want to cover this new walkway. So a few more branches and we'll be sorted. So all
all in all, it probably cost twice as much as the previous Bosch shredder, but this is a lot stronger. There's a lot more torque on it. It'll do thicker branches. I'm really impressed with it. Much easier to use as well, especially with the built-in cutting box. And I haven't got the clogging that I used to do with the green leaves on the previous Bosch one, so recommendation.